In the 4-year championship history of CAC men's indoor track and field, Salisbury has swept the team titles, including a narrow victory over Christopher Newport for last year's crown. Senior standout Luke Campbell and the Seagulls will aim for a 5-peat this Sunday at the Freeman Center on the campus of Christopher Newport. Campbell will look to add to his impressive trophy case that already features 2 indoor national titles and 2 CAC Athlete of the Year awards. Campbell, Wesley's Matt Bundy, and CNU's Dominique Torres represented the CAC men at last year's NCAA Indoor Championships, with Campbell claiming his second straight 60-meter hurdle title and Torres earning All-America honors with a 5th-place finish in the triple jump. This year's meet will feature some of the most talented athletes in the history of the championship, as numerous CAC standouts rank at or near the top of Division III in their respective events entering this weekend. Can anyone break Salisbury's title streak? Let's find out as we take an inside look at all 7 CAC squads entering the Indoor Championship.
The men are coming into the championships a little bit hungry. We've come up just short on for the titles the last couple of years. Obviously, we're a competitive program, a competitive group, and we want to win. So they're chomping at the bit to take another chance and see if we can finally unseat Salisbury. We're excited coming off the cross-country season where our men finally made their breakthrough, and the middle distance group's going to be a big part of that this year as well. Also get some key help from our new pole vaulters who are leading the conference 1 and 2, which is a great place for them to be. And we've got some good speed and Ryan Scott and a couple other freshmen who are looking to chip in there as well.
Personally, I expect to do my best in any event I'm put in, whether that be the mile, 3K, the 800, whichever event I'm in. I expect myself to do my best. The team's goal and expectation is to win conference. We fully expect it and believe we can do it. Last year we came up short by only 17 points, and this year we can and will score between 150 and 160 points.
Yeah, we had some really strong seniors last year on the distance side. Sam Martin, Brad Turner, Danny Richard really helped develop that distance group, and their legacy is showed in cross country this year and has shown so far in the indoor season. On the sprint side, Robbie Mays and Dalton Tieford carried the load for us for a long time there. Dalton's continuing his contributions. He's helping out as an assistant coach for us this year. So those are tough guys to lose from the group, not just from their ability to score, but also their ability to lead and develop the team. We're excited for what they've done, and obviously their legacy is living on for us.
I'm most looking forward to hopefully putting together what our team has worked so hard to produce throughout the season and finally winning a conference championship, hopefully.
That's probably one of our strengths right now, is we've got a good core group that has some experience and is training with a lot of seriousness, and that's showing up in their competition. Our middle distance guys right now, Billy Rabel, Jeff Dover, Zach Campbell, longer distance, Grayson Reed, JJ LaPointe's coming back. The seriousness they're bringing to their training and what they're doing in competition has been fantastic, and we're expected to score, and we're looking to score a lot of points with them in the distance events, and it's great to have that kind of strength coming into the championships.
The most memorable part of the indoor season has been, well, it's been very short, but JDL, we towed the line against a couple of D1 schools, Duke, UNC, and Virginia Tech, and competed. And that was really fun to do. Also, the beginning of the season when all of us came together we have a camp, January camp, and we all came together and had a common goal at the end, and it was really cool seeing the room together on that same goal.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of guys who have already made a pretty big impact. Jonathan Graham is a conference record holder now in the pole vault and has had a good start to his collegiate career. His teammate Dami Aleo is right behind him, it's nice to have that 1-2 punch in an event, so we're excited to see them continue to develop. We've got a lot of good freshmen, just like on the women's side, young guys who are starting to find their way and make their contributions. Again, just looking forward to seeing how they continue to develop in and see how they do in their first championship meet. I
believe the mile is my strong suit for the championship. I ran a 4:16 with Jeff right behind me, so he's right there with me, 0.04 exactly. So strong suit, winning the mile, I guess, would be one of my strong suits for this team, and placing or winning another event yet to be determined. January was an interesting month for a lot of us. Fortunately, we have our own facility, and we ended up staying at home competing a lot of it. We had kind of a quirk in the schedule, a lot of Friday meets, and that kind of changed our training dynamic a little bit. But we committed to doing the work that we felt we needed to do to have the team ready for February and March, where the meets are a little bit bigger, a little bit more important. It's a little tough at times to be training that hard and then trying to go and compete and stay focused on the long-term outcomes that we're looking for. This team really did a nice job during our January camp before classes started, not just on the physical side, but on the team side, and setting their goals and understanding what it was going to take and what we really wanted to do to make those things happen. So I think that carried them through January, and now we're ready to see the fruits of our labor this coming weekend. Well, it took me a little while to realize my favorite part, but I could see from people who aren't student athletes, they had a hard time fitting in, not knowing where to go, but we were given a ton of people who share the same goal and interest as us, and it just clicks. So you find best friends and friends for life just given to you by CNU, so that's probably the best part about being a student athlete.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
Well, considering that we're a very young team with a lot of newcomers, we've got a lot of potential there. The big question will be just two questions, really. One, how quickly do we develop? And the second one is how will these people actually compete in a conference championship where there are some teams that are some of the best in the country?
Definitely trying to finally win in weight and shot put this year for the indoor. I came in second in both the last 2 years actually since I've been here, so finally ready to win that. And after that, definitely trying to win the ECACs for indoor as well, and then do better at the national championships.
We didn't really lose a whole lot, so that's kind of good. Chris Rickle in the high jump, who's been conference placer, ECAC placer for us, and then Devin Francelon, who likewise did a lot of different events as a decathlete, heptathlete, a good hurdler. So they'll be missed sorely because they're pretty dependable, versatile athletes.
We faced some pretty good competition leading up to conferences and the other championship meets. Definitely Bucknell and Susquehanna, their meets have D1 and D2 schools, which is better competition, which helps you throw farther.
In the jumps area, our key returner really is Colin Schultz, who was co-rookie of the year, CAC indoors last year. He started out the year pretty much where he left off last year, so we have some high expectations for him. In the throwing area, we have a number of returners. J.R. Lowry, of course, went to nationals outdoors last year. He's started out actually with some throws that have exceeded what he did last year indoors. Also in the throws, we have Patrick Broussard back in the weight throw. Matt Debb is shot in weight for us. Donovan Burris has some knee issues right now, but we expect him to do very well.
Looking forward to finally win, like I said earlier, and see my other teammates that really improved over the past year to really strike it big at conferences.
A lot of them. So I'm not going to give you a whole lot of names. I just, if you don't mind, just pick out a couple crucial ones there. In the jump area, Christian Healy has demonstrated already that he's going to be a force in the conference in the long jump. I think he also is going to do very well in the triple jump for us as well. On the distance side, Robbie Romano, who had a good cross-country season as a freshman, has started out very well on the track. And he's a pretty versatile guy, so he could be running, everything probably from the mile all the way on up to, 5K for us there. We've got a whole bunch of sprinters and hurdlers who've joined us. The key words there are raw, yet talented. Many of them are very, very lacking in technique, but they show a lot of promise. Well, especially indoors, we always have a pretty tough schedule because we typically, and it's a little nature of track and field with a lot of schools, D1, D2, D3 doesn't mean a whole lot. We all get kind of thrown together at some meets, especially indoors. So there's a lot of competition, which is good, and there's a lot of quality competition, which is even better.
That it's D3 and everything's smaller and everybody knows you, it's kind of like a family, and that we have a great facilities.
Our goals this year to really try to compete. Last year the men's team was finished right in the middle of the pack. So our goal is to at least match that and try to improve upon that finish. So if we can finish in the top 3 on both sides, I think that'll be a really successful indoor campaign for us in the championship.
So first and foremost, as a team, that's the most important goal. I would really like, as a men's team, if we could win it all, but this is a year where we've been plagued by a lot of injuries, so realistically, I would really love to get a 3rd place finish. And individually, to help the team, my goal is to at least get 3 points in the conference championship, throwing weight to try and help in the overall point score for the team. The thing I was looking forward to most, without a doubt, would be going up against people that I know have beaten me before, and the fact that I know I've improved so much since last year's championships, and hopefully be able to beat them this time around.
This year the schedule's been a little bit wonky. We had that snowstorm that happened about a week and a half ago, which kind of threw a wrench into our competition plans.
Since we came back from break, and even before break when we had meets, we very rarely had a weekend off, so we were always going somewhere to compete. And I can't help but think that the more you compete, the better you're going to get at competing, and that'll just be all the benefit to us as a team come conference championships. The most memorable part of the season was the first Mason meet, which is a meet that at a D1 school brings some D1 teams with it, and people always talk about there's a disparity between D1 talent, D3 talent, but I'm a firm believer that hard work will beat talent when talent doesn't work hard. And the best feeling was finishing in front of people that go to a D1 school.
It's been relatively smooth for the most part, though it can be a little challenging at times not having come from somewhere that had an indoor facility. However, The training that we do outdoors, because the weather is so much more mild here than it was at my last institution, has made it's had an impact on how the student athletes are able to train, and had a positive impact on their health. Training on indoor track, while it seems great because the tracks are smaller and the turns are a lot tighter, you can have a lot of lower leg injuries, which means that you can have student athletes out for a while. Whereas, training outdoors, we haven't really had that many of those to speak of. So it's been really good. Mary Washington's it's a great place. And I think after this year, people are really going to start to want to come here to compete in track and field among the other sports.
The best part of being a student athlete, hands down, is the team camaraderie that you get. There are a lot of people that you see at this school that don't have a solid niche that they can fit themselves in with, but because you're on a team, you're constantly going through these trials and ordeals with other individuals that bond you together.
It's on us. It's on all of us. And it's time to act now.
We are calling you, all of you. We are calling all Division III schools to join our cause.
To recognize that non-consensual sex is sexual assault. To identify situations in which sexual assault may occur.
To intervene in situations where consent has not or cannot be given.
To create an environment in which sexual assault is unacceptable and survivors are supported.
This is our It's On Us pledge. It's on us to make a personal commitment to help keep all people safe from sexual assault, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, or ability.
Not to be bystanders to the problem, but to be leaders of the solution. We invite you to join us in this campaign by informing your campuses about the It's On Us mission.
Educate your student body, faculty, staff, and local community on how to prevent sexual assault and how to support survivors.
It's on us to start the change. It's on us to be the change. It's on us. It's on Division III. It's on all of us to stop sexual assault.
I would like for our men to double our point totals from last indoor championship, get as many wins as possible, and use this platform to improve performances and rankings as we move into the ECAC and NCAA championships.
My goals and expectations for this championship as a team would be to, place in the top 3 each event, and individually I would like to, just go out and compete and give the team 100%.
Joey Pfeiffer is our only key loss from indoor track and field last year. He transitioned up to University Park to finish his aerospace engineering degree, and he made the team up there, so he'll be running for University Park Division I.
I'm looking most forward to about this championship this year is to just compete with the best in our conference.
Josiah Owe for long jump and short sprints. Corey Christian in mid-distance, and he's helping us in long sprints as well. Jalen Williams in sprints, as well as Edgar Makimoto in endurance events.
The most memorable part of the season so far would have to be at Bucknell a few weeks ago when everyone ran great, everyone PR'd, and as a team, we did pretty good this season.
Vladimir Theophil is helping us in long sprints. Jaleel Clayton is helping us in vertical jumps as well as long sprints. Isaiah Waters, long sprints. Jared Alpa is helping us in horizontal jumps as well as some short sprints. Kadeem Willis is new this year with us, helping us with endurance. Ethan Brackville as well in endurance, and Cameron Yan is helping us with throws. Our schedule this year allowed for a variety of competitions. We were in scored meets. We competed at Division I, Division II, and Division III meets. We even stretched ourselves by sending some individuals up to University Park to compete against big-time Division I. I think that it's valuable to expose my athletes to the highest level of competition in track and field in college, while also allowing for my developing athletes to have some success in competition. So I think it played out well.
My favorite part about being a student athlete here at Penn State Harrisburg would have to be when we get to go out and represent as a student athlete and be proud for what school we run for and represent academically and athletically for the school.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport.
It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Our goals and expectations, of course, is to defend the conference championship. It's going to be a challenging year. We had a lot of losses to a lot of seniors that graduated off of a very, very talented, very good team. But I think we've come together. I think the team's worked awfully hard over the fall and, of course, the last couple of weeks since we've been back from break. And we're excited about the possibilities. But when you look at the conference overall, Christopher Newport is going to challenge. Is going to be a good challenger. Wesley and their sprinters. Everybody has somebody. And Frostburg has some good jumpers, a very good thrower, the best thrower in the conference. The distance runners from York and Harrisburg has some very good talented people. So with that, everybody's going to have a say in who wins. But hopefully we could bring it together and win a championship again.
Our goals and expectations are, as always, to create a positive practice environment where we keep working and encouraging each other to build up to winning the conference championships, indoor and outdoor. I believe and expect, and I think my teammates do as well, that we are capable of winning it. It's just implementing what we've been taught in practice and what we've gained for that and just implementing that into the meet. As far as myself, like I said, I believe that we can win the conference championship for indoor and outdoor, but as always, it's trying to take as many people as we can to the national meet and, getting either individual awards or, going for, the first place, the big picture, which is always, in the back of your mind. I think we can accomplish that with the people we have now.
Our key returners, we've got some very good people coming back. I think I've learned and grown. Learned from those upperclassmen that graduated last year, stepping into those leadership roles. In the throws, we've got really four guys: Duncan, Graham Hensley, Andrew, and Carlos have really kind of worked together very, very well all throughout the fall. Have been a solid group for us there, and I think are going to rise to the occasion, as our throwers always do. Distances, Ben Metzler has had some really good runs of late. George Martinez is back. He's working his way back to where he was, and I could see another week or two really having his races come together where he wants them to be. Tom McIntyre, who's a senior, a great half-miler for us, middle distance guy for us last year. And then Connor Hasselberg, who had a great fall and is starting to show what he can do. Jumps, Matthew Adenije is really going to be strong for us. In the long, triple, and high jump. And then Ron Pappas has come back and it seems to be like he's vaulting well. And on the sprints and the hurdles, we've got several All-Americans back from that really great group that we had: Jarrell Madison, Zach Smeltz, Eric Houghton. Aliu Cole has looked very good in the hurdles. I think he's progressed a lot this year. And then, of course, Luke Campbell. What can you say about that? I mean, that's all I have to say. But I think all those men that I mentioned, I think are pulling together and are going to lead this team with others that will help us hopefully defend our championship. We have an opportunity.
What I'm most looking forward to is, to be honest, watching my teammates compete. It's always fun to see how, you know, they compete at the conference championship where they have to perform to, you know, their best capability, and essentially when it's crunch time, it's fun to see how they react to, you know, the pressure of just being at the conference championship and trying to get points in order to win the whole thing.
We have, I think, a pretty good class in a couple areas, and the distances particularly. I thought we had a very good group of freshmen come in. They learned a lot in the fall, running cross country, and now that hard work and that base work has paid off. And I think Matt Bolden in the half has looked particularly good, and in the DMRs and some 4x4s we threw him in. I think he's got a lot of confidence in himself now. Connor Masteran has looked very, very strong in the 3 and 5K. Emmanuel is a tremendous talent. I think his potential is endless as soon as he continues to learn. And then Billy Kirk, who was a CAC Rookie of the Year in cross country, he's like Emmanuel's, learning and growing and getting better each and every meet. In the sprints and hurdles, Brian in the hurdles, Jack Klasky is looking stronger in the workouts and in meets. And then Justin Moultrie has looked good in the 4 and the 2. So there's some really good young guys I think will help us at this championship.
The most memorable part was probably at CNU. We were done the 4x4 relay, and then we were just waiting around for our food, just kind of relaxing, you know, and just stretching out and make sure we're all good and loose before we go on the bus. And there was a team next to us playing music, dancing around, having a good time and singing. And then Coach Jones comes over and does a little dab for them. And so it was a good it was a good moment between both teams where we kind of just sat back and laughed and, you know, just had a good time at the end of the meet. There was nothing else to do that day, and just, you know, it was good to sit back and laugh. Coach Jones has, you know, we have full faith in his practices and what he does and what he wants us to do at practice, and I think it really helps us in all that we've done so far. We feel, you know, in the best shape of our lives, essentially, and so going into this, we feel so confident. We're ready. We have the endurance, the strength, the speed. Like I said before, it's all just about putting all those pieces together into one fantastic or multiple fantastic performances at the conference meet.
This season schedule, it's really not worked out quite the way we wanted to. We came back early. We've got, as everyone had a tremendous snowstorm that caused the cancellation of our first meet, which put us a little bit back as far as some of the qualifying marks we wanted to hit. But luckily, unfortunately, we set a good plan in place. We had 2 meets leading up to the conference meet, and then we're going to rest pretty much everybody the weekend before. But I think we're in good shape, and it was a good schedule up to this point.
My favorite part about being a student athlete, I think there's multiple facets that go with that. As a high school athlete, it was my dream to play a sport at the next level, and to be able to do that at Salisbury University is a great thing. I've met so many good people here, so many friends on this team who I also consider family, and that was a blessing just to have so many people so close to me. And I think just being able to represent Salisbury University in a sense at this level, to show the nation what kind of athletes and human beings essentially that Salisbury University produces, it's a great feeling. That motivation, it never really goes away, especially after you win your first national championship. You're always hungry for more. You want that same feeling at the end of the race, where you know that you've accomplished all that you set for yourself for the season. And just going back, you know, you want that same feeling. You want more people to experience this and get All-Americans, and just, I think once you set the bar, set the standard, then more people will follow, and it's easier to kind of push them in the right direction and realize that not only I can do this, we're all D3 athletes. We've all come from different schools and, you know, different families and backgrounds, but anyone's able to achieve this if you put in the hard work. So it's always, that motivation is there. It's just pushing other people and having that same goal in mind.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
men's team, we have 5 men who are ranked, I don't know, somewhere top 10 or top 12 in the country in their events. They could all score in those events. So with the men's team, I think we're a little more a national caliber team with not quite the depth for, say, a conference championship. I expect those that are going to run, those that are healthy enough to run, will do their best, and we could get some champions out of that. I think the biggest thing for us really is this week, just really trying to get some people healthy, and really trying to the 2 weeks after the conference championship, trying to have everyone close to 100% so we can run the last chance meets to our fullest.
You know, to do well, place high at conference, it's always good to have good competition, and we do have a lot of competition in conference, so there's a good opportunity to actually hit some really good time and stuff.
Most of our national level people are back. I think we had 9 national qualifiers outdoor last year. 7 of those are back. Ernie Ito and Matt Bundy are not back. Matt Bundy left for graduation. Key returners, you know, Roland has really improved his game. His hurdles are down significantly from last year. Dominic McNulty is back. He was the conference champion in the 400, top 3 in the 200. He's back. You know, Patrick Slosher's back. Dejon Lowry's back. He's a 2-time All-American here. Greg Taylor's back. He was an All-American last year. Devon Trader's back. He was a national qualifier in the long jump of nearly 24 feet outdoor. He's a guy that at any moment he could pop a big one out if he gets down the runway right on the board. Brian Schilling, one of our guys returning from last year, he does a really good job of leading that throwing group. It's kind of a team throwing group kind of in transition right now, but there's a ton of potential there.
The 400, of course, you know, there's a lot of competition there, especially in Luke Campbell, Salisbury. Such a good guy too, you know, good competitor, great competition. It'll definitely drive me to work harder to win.
Anthony Simpson is a short sprinter that went back into Baltimore City and found him, and I think, well, I don't think, I know, he's leading the nation all year in the 60 dash, and it's no fluke, he's legit. And I think he's a guy that's really potentially, you could see a 6.6 out of him here to meet, and could run a top 2 or 3 all-time time, I think, in D3 history. He's that fast. I'd like to see him do something at 200. I know he's got the speed. We'll see what he does there. I guess you could consider Carlton Shepard a newcomer. I mean, he was here 2 years ago. He's back. Will Taylor from out in Missouri, he joined us this year. He'll run the 800 on Sunday. Good 800 runner, just kind of a strength 800 runner. Doesn't really rely on his speed too much, just a strong kid.
Definitely the first meet coming back at New York, at that new New York track. When I hit the 48.71, that was really good. Felt really good to run a fast time, especially coming off of a break like that.
Recruiting somebody, I'll let them know that we run the toughest schedule in Division III. There's no doubt about that. You know, we spend most of our time up in the Northeast, up in New York. We go against, you know, the top Division III teams along this, you know, on the East Coast, and then of course a couple of them are inside our own conference. And then we go up to New York and we compete against, you know, University of Connecticut and Rutgers, and we see them a few times a year. And Virginia, we just saw them recently. I think the schedule prepares us for meets like this. I think it gives us confidence. Except when you're staring across the line at Luke Campbell, but you know, it gives us confidence against our conference foes.
Well, there's been a lot of competition where we went to. You know, a lot of big schools, a lot of big name schools, a lot of good competitors. So it's definitely helped get in the mindset of being like, oh, like I really have to run to win, get a faster time and everything like that, qualify for nationals. You find kind of like a second home away from home in sports here. You know, when classes and stuff are stressing you out, you know, it's good at sports to kind of help mellow you out. You know, a whole second family.
The CAC Student Athlete Advisory Committee promotes community service as one of the pillars of the organization's mission. CAC SAC members have impacted the communities surrounding their campuses in a variety of ways over the years.
The student athletes realize that it's important to give back to the community and make those connections between community members, whether it's nonprofits, whether it's groups of kids and clubs and organizations, whether it's senior citizens. Student athletes realize that, and they want and they have a desire, a true desire to give back to their community.
It's really important because it lets other people know what the Student Athlete Advisory Committee is about, because most people aren't aware of what we do. It bridges a gap between the communities, the student athlete community and the outside community.
It's very important for SAC to be involved like this. Whenever we have athletes that are very passionate about causes, and to put good people towards good causes is the best thing to do.
I think one of the most important functions of SAC is, the community involvement piece. It gives back to the school, it gives back to the community, which makes both better.
For the men, I would like to see us break into the top 3 again like we did last year. Last year, Wesley was very close to us, I believe about 14 points behind us, so it's going to be tough. They're very strong in the sprints, and they're looking good this year, so if we can come home with the top 3, I'd be very excited. Key losses, Mike Stetson obviously won the 5K indoor and outdoor last year. Craig was a consistent top 6 place winner for us. Will was also a consistent top 6 in the 3K, and then Drew in the pole vault is a big loss as well, but luckily we have some new freshmen coming in there. Key returners are definitely the other pole vaulters, Darius Rodriguez and Kevin Landis. Andrew Jeffers was injured during indoor last year, but he was there for outdoor, and he's back this year healthy. And then Alex Palascandolo, and Darnell Tillman for the sprints.
My team expectations for this indoor CAC meet is just to have everyone do as best as they possibly can and score as many points for the team, because last year we had a great showing in the conference, and I know this year if we compete as well as we can, we'll definitely have a much better showing than last year.
We got 3 new decent pole vaulters this year that we're looking to step up at conferences: Brandon Tockett, Brian Kuntz, and Christian Betancourt, and we hope they can join our 3 guys right now and give us some good points there. Also, Ben Hinkle in the mid distance I think would be a very good thing for us, as well as Andrew Erickson in distance.
My personal goals are to break my personal best for my indoor season and to obviously place as high as I can to score the most points for our team.
This season was really good for us. We switched up, really only one meet, about the same as every other year. Get to see a little bit of our competition from within the conference, as well as seeing some outside competition that pushes us to be better, such as some Division II meets like Kutztown this year that we went to. Overall, it's been a good year, and we're excited to go to CNU for conferences.
The indoor season does a great job at preparing me for the outdoor season, because the outdoor season has a little bit more challenges that you need to face. As a pole vaulter especially, you need to worry about the weather. You need to worry about just like the time of day, where the sun is, where it's not. Outdoor is very much more challenging than indoors, so the indoors basically showing us what we can do individually and how good we actually are, and then the outdoors is when we can actually put that to the test.